What up, family? This Pastor G. This is called highlights. Highlights. Now, what this actually is, uh, lunchtime uplift was such an incredible teaching today, and the battle tested. As I was teaching this, something was inspired in me, and I wanted to do highlight because I don't want you to miss the point. I think it's a very powerful point. I said that every level there is a new devil, and that's a cliche that we've heard several times. Or every level presents new challenges, but it's actually the same old devil that is there to think. He thinks that he can pull the same capers that he's always pulled, but this time you are facing this challenge with a lot more information than you ever had before. Here's what is interesting. I was teaching about David, taught this message, I taught that story several times. Here it is. David, after being anointed, is actually sent to the battlefield to meet Goliath, which was a giant. As the story we know that he was a giant, unusual challenge, huge challenge. Well, here's what is the most important part about this text, and I needed to drop this because a lot of you are about to face your Goliath. A lot of Davids that are listening are about to face the giants of your life, the battle of all battles, and we're going in with new information. This is why the enemy keeps trying to pull up or trying to show you the struggle that you've been going through and showing you things that have defeated you in the past. It's interesting. It's interesting. Here it is. When David got sent to the battlefield to take on the opportunity of Goliath, here's what God was saying. I'm about to shift your entire life. I'm about to shift everything about you. But victories are never won until you come to the place of conflict. Now, this is why he wants you to know, because this time or this season or this particular conflict, when you look at it from afar, it is so huge that there's no way that you can even dream of even standing in the same space as this. But here's what God is saying. I've already promised you the victory. I've already anointed you for the victory. And most of all, here's what you've got to know. Here's what you got to know. Here's what you got to know. This giant is to set the bar for the life after you have stood in the place of challenge, or to challenge the giant. Now listen to me. Listen to this. Giant is to set the bar because David is about to begin a new life. And so his first step into new life is a giant. Is a giant. What God was doing with David, he's saying to him, I'm going to set the bar. When you defeat this giant, the rest of the challenges that you're about to face are going to be minimal compared to this giant. I'm going to set the bar. Now, the two things that you must understand, this giant, number one, will be the battle is the thing that's standing between you and the new life. Please hear me. This giant is the very thing because the enemy wants you to run from it. He wants you to run. He wants you to run from it because he knows that if you will stand up to it, God will give you the victory. David says, the battle is not mine, it's the Lord. The enemy don't want you to come. Because once you challenge this Goliath and win, it sets the bar for the rest of your life. No, you won't be battling at the level of Goliath the rest of your life, but you will be spoiling. Goliath was a spoil. This Goliath was a spoil. How was he a spoil? Because this was significant to everyone that saw David. That very victory, that very taking down of the giant declared that he was king. He was allowed to walk in spaces. So you notice the text says that he took the head of Goliath to Jerusalem. This was his trophy to let everybody know that I won. I won. He didn't have to fight a Goliath from that day forward because everybody knew he had already won. The respect had came. So what God's saying, this sets the bar for the rest of your life. This very instant where you are facing the biggest giant of your life. A lot of you are listening to me. You are facing it right now. This will set the bar for the rest of your life. You'll never have to fight that level of battle again, but you will be able to spoil at that level. Everything from this day forward will be giant sized. You just got to face this one. You got to face this giant. Face this giant. You want to run from it, but God is going to put you in a situation where you're going to have to face it. I am excited about your future because God is doing something for you. Face it. Face it, I'm talking to every last one of you that are listening to me. Face this giant. We are in a pivotal moment in our lives. Pivotal moment in our life. And you are going to win because you decided one punch, as we said today, one swing declared him king. One swing. You've been swinging in the wrong spots. You've been knocking down some stuff that was not a great spoil. But once you get in the proper place, one swing, as David did, is going to make you king. Swing in the right spot. Go to the place of the great conflict that you don't want to face. Listen to me. Go to the place of conflict, because the text did say, when Goliath said, if you beat me, everything else is going to be yours automatically. Don't be fighting the stuff that don't reap this level of benefit. Go to the exact source that has been trying to hold your life back. Swing in there. One swing is going to make you king. I'm excited about you. Do it, do it, do it. Let's go and make this thing happen. Pastor G is out.